Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing about stages of gingival inflammation. Gingivitis refers to the inflammation of soft tissue surrounding the tooth. Inflammation in gingivitis is restricted to the gingiva, unlike periodontitis, where inflammation extends to other periodontal tissues like periodontal ligament, cementum, and alveolar bone. The primary etiology of gingivitis is dental plaque, which comprises predominantly of bacterial communities in a matrix of exfoliated epithelial cells, bacterial and salivary proteins. Gingivitis, however, could be caused by systemic diseases, allergies, medications, hormones, viruses, and many other factors. Gingivitis starts off by an inflammatory process being triggered by dental plaque. The bacteria and their toxins from the gingival sulcus penetrate through the intercellular gap in the junctional epithelium to enter the underlying connective tissues. Now, events leading to the causation and progression of gingivitis are, for the sake of comprehension, divided into stage 1, which is initial stage, stage 2, which is early stage, stage 3, which is established stage, and stage 4, which is advanced stage. So today in this discussion, we'll be seeing about these stages in details. Stage 1, which is called as initial lesion, is basically microorganisms in the dental plaque triggering the inflammatory process. Now, this starts within like 2 to 4 days of plaque accumulation. Bacteria and their toxins, after entering the connective tissue, stimulates or activates cell like mast cells or neutrophils to produce vasoactive mediators of inflammation that cause vasodilation of capillaries and increase the blood flow. Now, along with vasodilation, mediators of inflammation also increase vascular permeability, which leads to escape plasma fluids containing proteins. This is called an exudate, and it is this exudates that escape out via the sulcus and the gingival clavicular fluid. There is margination and adherence of leukocyte in the capillaries vessels, finally leading to diapedesis or escape of leukocytes, primarily neutrophils, and now escape neutrophils via a process called chemotaxis is migrate to the area of insult and accumulate in the connective tissue below the sulcular and junctional epithelium. Neutrophils also penetrates the epithelium. Clinically, this stage may not show any symptoms but may present with exudates of gingival clavicular fluid. Now, persisting inflammation may result in the health status of gingival deterioration and disease progression to the next stage of the gingivitis. Now, stage 2 of gingivitis may start within 4 to 7 days, and persisting inflammation leads to further recruitment of leukocytes like lymphocytes, monocytes, as well as macrophages, also present as plasma cells and mast cells. However, this stage is characterized by predominant accumulation of lymphocytes. Now, apart from vasodilation of the vessels caused by vasoactive substances, lymphocytes and macrophages produce growth factors, which helps in angiogenesis and further proliferation in the capillaries. Also, the junctional epithelium at this stage become densely infiltrated and neutrophil, and under the microscope, neutrophils can be seen engulfing bacteria in the sulcular area. Now, there are some important events that happens as a result of this dense inflammation. So after accumulation of inflammatory cells in the connective tissue, the cells, in an attempt to destroy invading bacteria, also cause collateral damage to the surrounding tissue. On ingestion of bacteria, leukocytes produces numerous enzymes and free radicals to degrade bacterial agents. However, the enzymes are also released extracellularly, causing damage to surrounding tissues, especially vascular tissues and collagen. As a result, 70% of collagen is damaged, predominantly the circular fluid and dentogingival fibers. Also, the inflammation may trigger proliferation of the junction epithelium and starts to show development of rete ridges. Clinically, the increased capillary density and vasodilation of capillaries in this stage are responsible for the erythema and bleeding on probing that may appear clinically. Stage 3 is when gingivitis has become chronic and is moderately to severely inflamed. Now, persistent inflammation, vasodilation, and continuous leak of plasma proteins or exudates from the vessels lead to an increased viscosity of blood, and this leads to a slow and almost stagnant blood flow. Red blood cells escape to the connective tissue, and hemoglobin is broken down into pigments which may further redden the already erythematous gingiva. It's important to note that this stage is characterized by the intense chronic inflammation predominated by a plasma cell. Proliferation of rete ridges from the junctional epithelium into the connective tissue is more pronounced, and there is further destruction of collagen. Clinically, the chronically inflamed gingiva is edematous, boggy, and is red, deep, and bluish red. The bluish hue is due to sluggish blood flow, and which may cause anoxemia or a difficulty of oxygen, deficiency of oxygen in blood. Gingiva easily bleeds, and exudates can be seen oozing out. Stage 4 gingivitis, the advanced lesion. This is the phase of periodontal breakdown, persistence of features for the established lesion, and extension of the lesion into alveolar bone and pedial with significant bone loss, continuous loss of collagen, subjacent to the pocket epithelium, and fibrosis at more distant site, formation of periodontal pocket, periods of quiescence and exacerbation, conversion of bone marrow distance from the lesion into fibrous connective tissue, widespread manifestation of inflammatory and immunopathic tissue reactions. The initial and the early stage reflects the histopathology of the clinically early stage of the gingivitis. The established lesion reflects the histopathology of chronic gingivitis, and the advanced lesion reflects the progression of gingivitis to periodontitis. Thank you.